Sapura, the private limited company. Introduction of Sapura, the private limited company. Sapura Energy Berhad, formerly known as Sapura Kencana Petroleum Berhad, is a Malaysian integrated oil and gas services company based in Seri Kembangan, Selangor. Sapura Energy trades in over 20 countries, such as China, Australia, United States of America, and those in Western Africa and the Middle East, employing approximately 13,000 people. The company was formed via a merger between Sapura Crest and Kencana in May 2012 and trades on the main market of Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad. The company was renamed as Sapura Energy Berhad on March 24, 2017. At the age of 65, Chong Hin Loon passed away on October 14, 2013. He served as the merged company's executive director and executive vice president for fabrication, hookup, and commissioning. Muk Hertsani and Datuk Gao Keng Chu, also known as KC Yao, two important executive directors from Kencana, took a step back and were reclassified as non-executive directors on December 4, 2013. Both left the board in March 2015. Just before the collapse in crude oil prices, Sapura Energy also began the year by expanding its balance sheet and making significant acquisitions. The merger of Sapura Crest and Kencana was designed to be advantageous to shareholders of both companies, rewarding them with significant cash distributions financed by bank borrowings. A total of Rm 1.84 billion in cash was distributed to shareholders of both firms as part of the exercise, with Rm 875.08 million going to Sapura Crest owners and Rm 968.69 million going to Kencana shareholders. Even before it started making numerous significant purchases, net debt was Rm 3.87 billion compared to equity of Rm 6.45 billion, or a net gearing ratio of 60%.
As we know that Sapura is one of the biggest services oil and gas company in Malaysia, but there's still some problem that happen in their company due to the management. This industry plays an important role in the economic growth of any country. If we talk about Malaysia, where the Sapura Energy is operating, there are 3,500 national and international oil and gas companies, and this industry contributes about 30% in the GDP of the country. Instability of oil price which affect the exploration and as a service provider will be a large impact on our business. Furthermore, our profit margin will also reduce since the major oil and gas companies will take necessary steps to reduce their operating costs. Additionally, the company needs to spend or pay for their unoperational assets such as drilling, rigs, barges, ship and tools. So, what is the problem that happened between them? First, global expansion problem. So, Anwar says, because of the lack of investment locally in oil and gas, we had to go abroad. At the time, we did not have international credibility. We went to Mexico, India with different clients. We did not understand yet. They were not the Exxon, Shells of the world. They were more localized, but it's okay. That's a part and parcel of learning. Sapura Energy made major acquisitions such as the tendering business of Seadrill Ltd in April 2013 for US 2.9 billion. While dealing with the issue is in foreign markets and adjusting to the operating environment, it purchased new field exploration coast Malaysia asset for 95.9 million in February 2014, causing its borrow to balloon. Second, divesting asset. Sapura Energy cash and cash equivalent were 695.74 million as of the end of July this year, while its short-term debt commitment were a whopping 10.88 billion. It had no non-current liabilities. However, in March, it refinanced its borrowing with a consortium of Malaysian, regional and international bank for approximately Rm 10.3 billion over a 7-year period, extending the maturity of its debt. Nevertheless, Sapura Energy finance costs for the 6 months ended July were 274.76 million, which indicate that finance costs or interest on borrowing are close to 550 million ringgit Malaysia a year.
In order to recover Sapura energy economy, the company must embark on a series of negotiations with clients on legacy contracts for amicable solution to limit loss. The company also must address its unsustainable debts and settle outstanding claims to vendor, which will allow it begin court-sanctioned debt restructuring exercise with creditors. Sapura must seek some source of new funds to finance its business plan as it restructures its business and streamline its operation. So that it can raise its capital by selling shares of ownership to potential investors who become shareholders. The company also must start the critically of the impact of its business before expanding globally by preparing a market segmentation analysis to determine if the delivery of each project will be successful enough to rebuild the way to the company's previous glory.
Next, Sapura company must study the competition which exists globally when the company decides to expand globally once again by performing a SWOT analysis against the companies that will be up to par. This will ensure the company's decision on global expansion whether it is detrimental or not. Moving on, Sapura company should also be able to excel in the category of operational effectiveness when it comes to rebuilding its way to its previous glory. Due to its current limited financial and human resources, Sapura company must create a strategic plan which can assist them in determining the actions required to accomplish their company goals, estimating costs, and choosing the most effective method to use the resources. Lastly, Sapura Energy must improve its project delivery with enhanced project management discipline, underpinned by stronger contract and cost management to protect margins. A scope statement should be developed by the company where it enhances the workflow of its project, where the delivery can be boosted. By developing a scope statement, there would be lesser surprises during the project execution and delivery because it clarifies the project's boundaries.
In summary, the evaluation of Sapura Sendirian Berhad case boils down to the global expansion complications whereby the company expands globally without understanding the lack of international credibility of its own country due to the deprivation of local investments in oil and gas, making major acquisitions such as the tender rig business of Sidrio Limited Liability Company in April 2013 for $2.9 billion, which causes a balloon payment in the purchase of new field exploration Coast Malaysian assets for $895.9 million in February 2014, and divesting of assets whereby Sapura's Energy are in short debt commitments of 10.88 billion Malaysian ringgit and refinancing its borrowings with the consortium of Malaysian, regional and international banks at an estimation of 10.3 billion Malaysian ringgit over a 7-year period, which extends the maturity of its debt. Furthermore, Sapura must seek some sources of new funds to finance its business plan as it restructures its business and streamline its operations, implementing strategic divestment plan which is aligned to Sapura Energy's future business direction. And Sapura Energy must improve its project delivery with enhanced project management discipline with the support of stronger contract and cost management to protect margins.